Lost masquerade, fading we choke in the shadows. Rage as one. Love is lost masquerade, fading we choke in the shadows. Yeah. All right, guys, listen, it is a pleasure to speak to you again as well. Even though this is the first time I've got all of you together, it's a pleasure still to be back here. We're just going to start really simply and go around the room effectively. Lewis, good week overall. How's it been?
Good week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living
No
the complaints.
Alive,
Yeah.
smashing it. Happy as Larry, mate.
That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. That's what we want to hear. Matt, how about you?
It's been a hectic week. So we played Newcastle on Sunday, and then it was straight back to work on Monday.
Of course.
And then basically just working the whole time. But in amongst that, we've been down the rehearsal room and figuring out stuff that we've got on for the rest of the year. So it's been non-stop pretty much this week, but it's good to be busy.
Yeah. I mean, busy in theory is a good thing, particularly when it's coming off the back of a gig. So that's awesome, particularly when a New Cross. Ewan, how about you? What sum up the week for you?
I'd give it work's been terrible, but the band's been all right. So it's a 7 out of 10.
Sorry to hear that work's been terrible, man, but I'm glad the band's there to pick you up. Dom, yourself, how's your work week been?
Well, the weather's absolutely atrocious, so that's getting me down a little bit, but work's all right. Pretty boring. Makes it worse with the weather because I work outside and stuff. But lots of cool stuff happening with the band and lots of stuff coming up. So we're busy and we're looking forward to the next couple of months.
Cool. All right, going to carry on with you, Dom, and then go back around the room with this one. Highlight of the week, though. You mentioned the gig on Sunday. Is that the highlight? Has there been something else, particularly to do with the band? The highlight for the band this week?
Nah, that would be the highlight. I mean,
yeah,
there was like 2 drunkards in the crowd and we got to shout at them, so that was pretty cool. That would be the highlight for me.
Oh, you wanna elaborate on that? What's going on there? What happened?
Just people not respecting other people and pushing people about and stuff. But it ticked it off the bucket list because I don't think we've ever actually really had to do that. So it was fun.
Say no more. Ewan, how about you? What's been your highlight then?
It would probably be it'd be the gig because it was our first time playing an actually busy London show. Supporting Siamese, who are a great band. We've been supporting Bury tomorrow on their current tour. So it's great to meet them, and yeah, it was just great to play a good gig out of town. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an awesome band. It's a Siamese awesome band, and New Cross Inn. I love that venue. It's one of my locals, so I can massively talk about how brilliant a venue it is, particularly for sound. But Matt, what do you reckon? Highlight for you as well has been the gig, or is there anything else band-wise that's been doing it for you this week?
Yeah, so the highlights being the gig, but everyone said that. So I'll say we got the finished edit for the new music video for our new single, featuring Tom from Bury Tomorrow. So we got the finished edit for that. So being able to see that all come together and everything is another thing ticked off the list, and it looks great. So we can't wait to start getting that out there so people can see and hear it.
Okay, we're entering the promotional period for that, yeah? Is that it? Basically, the plan's like gearing up to release that, yeah?
Yeah. It's out 2 weeks today, I believe, or maybe bit less than 2 weeks.
I think it's 2 weeks today, 7th. That's fine.
7th, yeah.
Yeah. So we've already dropped a few teasers online, but nothing from the video yet. So that'll be to come probably next week.
I've done 3 TikToks and they've got 100 views each. So if everyone could go and watch those, that'd be greatly appreciated. You know what I mean?
There it is.
Putting all this effort in 100 views. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not you, is it? You know that. I mean, it's algorithm bull and the difficulty of doing anything on TikTok. I mean, the fact you've got 100, it's a start, right?
It can't get much worse. You know what I mean?
It's better than 0, and it's better than 99.
Good point. Well argued, Dean.
But yeah, TikTok, of course, make sure folks get over there to your channel, support you, not even just watch it, but subscribe. Is it subscribe on TikTok? I don't know. I don't use TikTok. Is it subscribe?
Yeah, subscribe or follow. Yeah,
Or
It's social
dance.
media.
either one of those is great.
Lewis, your week highlight. What you feeling?
I don't really feel like I can say the show because everybody else has said the show. And I don't feel like I can say the music video because Matt said the music video. So we've posted some cool stuff on Instagram that's gone pretty well this week. So I'd probably go down the social media route, and I'd say like some of the content we put out this week's been stuff that maybe a little bit more different from what we normally post, but the reception's been really good. So pretty stoked on that. Pretty stoked to see that people are actually really engaged with us, kind of pushing the boundaries of our comfort zone with social media and trying something a little bit different.
I mean, it's fantastic when you break down a week like that. The highlight has been hit mostly a gig, but you've also got the video edit. You've got the stuff you put on social media. I mean, it's not a bad week overall. Like
Yeah,
in the
pretty
life
solid,
of an
man.
independent band.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, very busy, which is how we want to be really.
Yeah.
Because the run up to this EP's been a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah.
Heck of a lot of work. So to see it all coming together and everything, and I mean the work's not slowing down. There's other things to be focusing on other than recording and stuff like that. But it's good to see everything come together and everything like that. So
Well, I'm going to press you on that EP in a bit, but specifically to you, Matt, because a little over 2 years ago since we last spoke, actually, it was shortly after download 2023 that we last spoke, and a lot obviously has happened since then. So I'm really glad as well to be talking to you all as we fast approach the release date of a new record. 2 years is a long time, but here we are, and you've got a new record out, and you've been really busy. It's fabulous to see that. But I would like we'll start with you, Matt, on this one then. Sum up if you can. Let's just sum up, if you can, what the past 2 years have been like for Rituals.
can I use the word hectic again?
If it defines it, then that'll do.
We've done some like crazy things since we last spoke. So obviously download was great, but
Mm,
then not long after that, we went over to tour Ireland for the first time with our friends in Archives. And then we went over to Europe for the first time
so cool.
to play some shows in Austria. So that was pretty wild. And then to kickstart this year, well, actually, last year we ended up doing what that was then our biggest headline show in Newcastle. So we sold out the Clooney, and that was a wild
Yeah.
night. But then at the beginning of this year, we also went and did two shows with Wage War, which were massive shows and were just a lot of fun. And then we have done some more tours. We did some shows with Chugaboom and also um, with Waterlines.
Mm.
Well. So it's been a busy year, both shows wise and in terms of gearing up to new music. So we've not stopped really. There has been periods of time where we've been gigging a lot and then not gigging so much. But in between those times, we've been getting this record together to put out. So it's just been full of busy, really.
As you said already, not a bad thing. And importantly, along that, it's been a way. We want a way for you all to measure your success over those past few years. You're evolving, you're progressing, you're developing, you're playing with different variety of bands, releasing new music. Lewis, has there been any one thing from the last few years, keep it in a 2 year period, the last few years, that you can point at that you feel says we've progressed, we've evolved. This is who Rituals are now compared to who Rituals was 2 years ago.
Um, I think it's probably more of an actual understanding of like this ever changing and ever evolving industry that we find ourselves completely fixated on trying to be a part of. I think it's people on the outskirts of it don't really quite understand a lot of the moving parts, and to being able to get the opportunity and to be lucky enough to be able to kind of view a lot of the moving parts and moving cogs of such like a complex industry. It's just been really informative and like really kind of like heavy on the learning side for us because we're such a new band. I mean, we got a notification yesterday that it was 4 years ago that all four of us played with Skindred, and that was like our first proper show together as this lineup. So 4 years, really, it's like we're still a baby in terms of what
Mm.
this industry is. And bands like Bleed From Within, for example, they've been going 21 years, whereas who we are and the people that we are working together, it's been four. So the past couple of years for me, especially, it's been a lot of learning, it's been a lot of developing, whether that's with the band and our performance, whether that's been with my vocals personally. It's just been like really, it's just been so refreshing and interesting to learn new things and to work with people that we wouldn't have had the opportunity to work with prior.
Mm.
And that's because of the experiences we've had that have put us on a different playing field. That's always a move forward, and it's always a push for us to be able to develop and grow. Because I think if you're not developing and growing, whether that's on like as a band performing, with the music you're releasing, with the social media content you're creating, if you're not growing with that, then I think it's quite easy to get left behind in such a fast paced and kind of like consuming industry.
Yeah, no kidding. Keeping up and staying sane. Well, that's
Yeah.
the biggest challenge of all. Ewan, taking all of what Lewis said there, and particularly the adapting and learning social media algorithms and what you need to do in regards to that, how do you handle the pressure of that side of things?
Well, we kind of divvy it up. So I do the TikTok, and I'm not the most diverted person in the world. That's something a bit different for me. Um, but yeah, just kind of, as they were saying, just kind of trying to understand how these things work and trying to see what other people are doing that they're having success with, and obviously not copying people, but how can we put that through our own kind of who we are as well? Do you know what I mean? And just trying to finding a way to reach a new crowd who we know will like us, but we just haven't reached them yet.
Hmm. There's no, I mean, you know this, there's no perfect way to do this. It's just a constant.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, if you ever work that out, let everybody know. I'm pretty sure it's $1 million
Oh
whatever
yeah,
idea,
I,
yeah.
I I think in 20 years we'll still be trying to find those people.
You know, Dom, Lewis mentions 4 years and like being babies. Have you had
Yeah.
a chance to stop and just take in what you've done in these past 4 years, particularly, just the success you've achieved and where you are now?
Yeah, totally. Because it's been an amazing 2 years, but it's been a bit of a weird 2 years because the 2 years prior to that, we played like as many gigs as we could, and we just tried to just get out there and do everything that we could. But we've played less gigs this year. The gigs have been better quality and bigger, and like just topped everything that we've done before. But I guess we kind of had a chance to sit back, playing less shows, and look at the bigger gigs that we played, and just
Hmm.
appreciate the position that we managed to find ourselves in. So yeah, I definitely think we've had a bit of time to reflect on it on this year for sure.
I mean, those early days, you just got to get your name out there. You got to play as much as you possibly can, but then inevitably oversaturation kicks in. You stop playing the same venues too often. You need to slow it down. I mean, it feels like you've done the right way at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. We just wanted quality over quantity, and we've loved every gig that we've ever played, but we just kind of the last 2 years have been a bit different, and things have changed. It's been a period of growth for the band. The sounds changed and stuff. The directions changed. So yeah.
Well, speaking of quality over quantity, Hope in Hatred, brand new EP, November 7th, featuring
Yeah,
five
baby.
tracks. And I'm going to go around the room here. I want everyone's opinion in this, please. And really, it's to sum up what you think this EP and the music that you created for it says about rituals today. Let's start with you, Matt.
I think it's a rep well, it probably sounds like every band says this, but it's definitely a representation of where we found ourselves over the past 2 years since because when we played Download, we just released Ocean Subside, which is quite sort of a melodic, sort of anthemic, sort of chorus, etc. And we still that's one of our closing songs now, and it probably will
Mm,
be for a very long time. It's a lot of people still like that song,
the
but
fan favorite.
yeah. Um, but since we've, over the past few years, we've all had things that have impacted us personally. Um, as it always does, and it's really difficult um, to keep the wheels on the wagon, so to speak, when there's all these things going on in your personal life. Um, Everyone has their own things going on, unavoidable things, and it's the music reflects that. So because we're not really the type of people to go on about what happens in our personal lives so much, I think we put that into the music, and as a result of that, the music has gotten considerably heavier, but we've still managed to maintain the sound that you've heard in like Ocean Subside and things like that. So if anything, I think we're starting to find our sound more, in terms of we sound more like, if you listen to these tracks on this EP, this is the most definitive Rituals release to date, but it's as a result of all this chaos that's happened over the past sort of few years.
Mm.
And we're going to continue to evolve along that soundscape. But it's sort of, yeah, it's a representation of where we're at now and where we've came from over these past few years, you know.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. I've been following you along. I know your music, and yeah, it's interesting you use the word "this is heavier" because obviously it is. It's quite clear stuff was going on, but it's still you, still very much you. And I think that's so important because then it's clearly an evolution. That's what people want to hear. They want to hear you progress. They want to hear you develop, and whatever that means, whatever that picture is. Um, People should support, I think, and so far I think that's the case. Lewis, how about you? What do you think what the music on the CP is saying about rituals?
Um, I think it's a difficult one to kind of sometimes always put your finger on
Mm,
um, the actual art that you make yourself, because obviously all four of us have had a hand in creating what we make. Obviously, Ewan writes the main body of the instrumentation and the music, and then we all kind of, as I like to say, we add our salt and pepper to all of it to make sure that it tastes just right.
mhm,
Um, but I think there's been, like a little bit like Matt said, there's been so many emotions and stuff, especially, as everyone's has their own individual things. And like he says, we don't really speak about our stuff because we don't want to be that band that is and with no disrespect to bands that are very focused on the emotions behind things, we like to kind of let the music itself speak for itself, because one of our favorite things is meeting people and they go, oh, this song means this to me, or this song means that. And it's having the availability for people to be able to write their own meanings behind what the songs are. But I think there's a lot of, personally for myself, there's a lot more kind of darker intention being put into this record. There's a lot more rawer, maybe more exposed emotion that isn't completely kind of, you don't listen to it and go like, oh, this is what it's about. But for what we've added in our own way individually, it's kind of amalgamated into this more kind of viscerally aggressive, sort of a little bit more unhinged sound and
mm,
version of the band. And that's kind of where we found almost like a comfort within the discomfort of how we're feeling. For me, the EP, obviously two songs that have already been, well, three songs now that have already been released. The EP is just really a testament to the band that we've become and how we view everything, and how aggressively hungry we are to continue doing this and to grow and become the band that we want to be.
mm. I'd imagine, because I'm not speaking to an artist or a band who, when we're doing an interview to promote a record, is already thinking and talking about the future. And obviously, without going into any detail, we don't need to do that. But obviously, I'd imagine this is you're as excited about what comes next as you are about what you are about to drop.
Massively. Yeah, 100%.
Ewan, same question to you. We're still focusing on the EP and particularly what you think it says about rituals today.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more almost, there wasn't a like hesitation of what we think we should write, or how we think we should sound. It was more kind of, this is what I've written. Do you like it or not? As opposed to, this is along the lines of an Ocean Subside, or this is along the lines of an X, Y, and Z. It was kind of a bit more just writing what I wanted to hear, really. And thankfully everyone liked it. Otherwise, that could have been a little bit awkward.
Mm.
And but yeah, it's I think it's wicked. We've managed to expand a little bit. We've gone the heaviest we've gone. We've gone the most experimental we've gone, and I think that's what a band should do, really.
Is it fair to say that you didn't necessarily have a clear, when you're writing, and whatever you were writing for, whether you were planning an album or an EP or whatever, but you were writing and your vision necessarily wasn't clear aside from you writing new Rituals music and you're just letting it flow, right?
Yeah, I was trying not to even think of it being Rituals music because then I start worrying what other people think.
Fair enough.
I'm like, oh, I've got to put this in because I know X, Y, and Z likes this. You know what I mean? You can get a little bit caught up in your own head. So I kind of just write, and then if people like it, great. If not, I'll put it to the side. No harm.
No worries. Dom, so yeah, same question to you. We're talking Rituals. Where you stand today and how does EP, well, what it says about you?
Yeah, I just think it's deeper and more meaningful and reflects who we are and the things that we've done over the past few years and who we are as people now because we've all changed, we've all been through things, and it's definitely heavier. And I think it reflects like how we feel about the world and the things going on in the world, and definitely more pissed off. And yeah, I feel like I'm just going to repeat all the things that everyone else has just said. I think it just reflects the things that we've been through, and I think people will be able to hear that in the music because
The fact that,
definitely sounds like
sorry,
we're
go on.
more pissed off than we were.
Well, the fact that you're all in agreement with like the tone and the sound and what you think it says about you, I mean, like it's not like you had a meeting beforehand and discussed, all right, you're going to get asked this question, what should we say? So the fact you're all feeling the exact same thing, I think speaks volumes about the record. I think it comes through. I think people will get what you're saying there. And it just makes the future even more exciting because this is kind of coming obviously at the end of the year. It kind of feels like a wrap up of 2025. And then we're looking into 2026 and who knows what that will look like for you. But maybe we'll get into that later on. Focusing still now on this particular period. So and anyone take this, was there a thinking, okay, is this going to be an EP? Do we have enough music to maybe do an album? Or maybe we just drop some singles here and there? What was the plan really?
Um, I think we done the two tracks that were like pre-released from the EP,
Hmm.
Broken Spirit and Death Wish. We made those and released them, and I think we did that without any kind of solid set in stone plan. I think we had the idea of potential EP, and Ewan had the songs that we were working on, and I think it just kind of made sense to package them in the manner that we have with Breakfast being the next single that came out, and then I think we all were like, we don't want to just sling out singles. We'd like to package something, but we don't have the time and or money and or kind of demand for an album as of right now, because
Yeah.
you get the odd person turns around and goes, oh, when are you going to put an album out? And it's like, we'll put an album out when there's like 30,000 people that want an album, not 30, because it just makes more sense. It would just be a catastrophic waste of money and time, as much as we'd all love to do an album, and hate to do an album at the same time, as it would be a pain. um but I think we were like, well, how can we make this even better and not just another EP that we put out? And that's where, we're very thankful to be friends with Tom from Barry Tomorrow. So when I pitched the idea to him, I dropped a message and I was just like, hello, would you like to sing on this song? And he was like, I've never done a feature for a band before. So yeah, absolutely. And it was like, it's a very humbling experience for like the only feature that he's done for a band to be the first one to be ourselves. Um, and I think it's just kind of that key moment there of getting the feature kind of tied it all in, is to be like, right, well, this can actually be boxed up as a 5 track, and we can try and push it the distance that we feel these songs deserve, really.
I'm glad you mentioned. I mean, I don't know what I expect sometimes. I had a question later on about Tom and like how that feature came about. And in my head, I'm thinking, it's going to be, it's going to be a crazy story. How, I don't know, you ran into each other while shopping in Tesco's and you smashed the trolley into him and that happened and all that. But really, it was just a text. Your friends are ready. You text, said, "Do you want to do this?" And that was it.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, we met him
Love it.
back in 2022, I think it is. We were touring with a band, and he was friends with the band that we were touring with, and he came down, and we were just kind of like, "Hello," and he was like, "Hello," and we just kind of hit it off. And he watched us play a show where none of us could hear anything on stage, so God knows how bad we sounded. Um, and then we just kind of kept in touch a little bit over the years, and like had little like drop ins and outs of kind of like just exchanges, and then it was kind of a bit of a no brainer. We were like, we're all big Barry Tomorrow fans.
Mm.
We love everything that they do as a band, and we look up to it so much. So we were just like, would you like to do this? And he was just like, yes, absolutely. And he was like, let us just check with management and label and all that kind of stuff just to make sure it's cool. And then kind
Yeah.
of ironed out all the details, and it was pretty much just like we sent him the song. I sent him the lyrics that we had for a rough idea, and then he wrote extra. So he kind of co-wrote his section as well. We sent it back, and then we changed the entire chorus. So I was like,
Mm.
whatever you did has to change. I'm really sorry because we have changed because we think my voice sounds terrible, which it did. So we changed it and then sent it back to him again. And he was like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Changed it again. And we were all much, much more like more happier with what we kind of came out with, and his part sounded great. And then when we filmed the music video, we just drove up. We just drove up for the video, came in, filmed his parts, and drove home. Went to Barry Tomorrow rehearsals the day after, and we're like, what an absolute legend. So yeah, he's really brought something special to the EP, and brought something that like we're all like extremely proud of because, like I say, we all love that band, and to have a piece of their history within our music means a lot to all of us.
Yeah, it's an attention grabber. Anyone who may not know who you are, maybe flicking through Spotify, comes across the EP and sees the 5 tracks, but then notices, featuring Barry Tomorrow's Tom
Yeah.
Prendergast. I mean, it's the kind of thing that makes you go, "Oh, okay, cool. Let me check out that one individual track," and maybe that's where the love affair starts. It is an incredible track, but it is one incredible track amongst other incredible tracks. I don't want to underplay that at all. As amazing as the guest feature is, hey, when you're just doing your own thing, you're killing it too.
Thank you very much, man.
Actually, you know what? Let's go around the room and Matt, guest feature. Anyone in the world plays with you, rituals. Who would you have? And everybody else have a little think.
Wow. Well, presumably we're talking vocal features because nobody wants to hear a drum feature, right? But
Nah, anyone you want.
well,
Anyone you want. You want a drum feature, get on there.
if it was a drum feature, I'd probably get someone like Dave McLean or
Mm,
Derek Youngsma or someone like that. Be interesting to see what Jordan from As I Lay Dying's doing, see if he fancies putting a guest snare hit on there or something. But for realistically for vocals, to have a vocal appearance from Rob Flynn would be amazing.
wow.
He did a guest vocal on one of Decapitated songs, and that's like their most popular song. And he's such a like a cool dude. So that would be
Mm,
my thing. Would be 100% would be Rob Flynn, yeah. Even though I probably fanboy more over Killswitch Engage.
okay.
I think Rob Flynn, if we had the choice between the two, if we're ever in that situation, it would be Rob Flynn, yeah.
Oh, amazing. Dom, how about you?
Hetfield, baby, even though that's not
Okay.
realistic. Absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, that would be the dream. Like, I don't know how that would go down or how that would even sound, but that would make my soul happy. Like, or like Josh Middleton or
Amazing.
something, because I'm a huge Silos fan. So they will be my two picks.
Oh, amazing. Ewan.
I'd go with Trent Reznor on a track.
Knew you were going to say that. Top
Yeah.
shot.
I thought you were going to say
That'd be the
Gallagher,
one.
mate. I thought you were going to say Big Liam.
I'll be all about that as well. Just getting a few sunshines before a breakdown. I want a little Trent Reznor synth line and a little vocal hook, and then I'm happy.
Oh, man. Get them both. Imagine that. Rituals featuring Liam Gallagher and Trent Reznor. I mean, wow.
That would be a room to be in.
Yeah. Lewis, finally, how about you?
Childhood band, Corey Taylor from Slipknot, all day
Oh,
long.
cool.
Like one of my biggest vocal inspirations. I think everything the man touches, apart from CMFT, is absolutely fantastic. And so I would piss my pants the opportunity to have his voice next to mine. I think that would be, if that happened and Corey Taylor sang on a Ritual song, and then someone turned around to me the day after and they're like, at 9 p.m. tonight, you're gonna die. I'd be like, absolutely sound, mate. Need bother crack on. I'd be like, that's just fine.
Yep, you
Yeah.
achieved it. Although
Yeah.
you brushed it off very quickly there, but there was definitely some shade thrown at a certain project. It went very fast,
I'm
and I
saying
saw
nothing,
you
Well,
man.
he's
react
not
to
going to
that.
do it. He's not
Absolutely
going to do it
nothing.
now, is he? You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
It's all about you guys, though. I mean, November 7th is right around the corner. Matt, what would be a good measure of success for this EP, do you think? When you kind of look back at it, maybe 6 months, 12 months down the line, what do you hope to be able to say, hey, that was a success?
I think if we can grow in the areas that we're trying grow further in the areas that we're trying to grow in. In Newcastle, we do these ridiculously huge shows, like selling out big venues, and we're playing Northumbria Uni next month, which is where I've seen some of my favorite bands. So it's terrifying and exciting to be playing that room. So for us to get out there more and get the opportunity to grow more in these areas and try and get it up to the same sort of level that we're at in Newcastle, that would be great. We're getting there.
Mm.
But I certainly think that if we can get this in more people's ears that need to hear it, um, that they would, the metalcore and like just the metal crowd in general, I think they would find something in there that they would like, because we all draw inspiration from a lot of different things, but we're all metalheads and we just absolutely love metal. So even though the sound is predominantly metalcore,
Mhm.
there's a lot in there for people that like metal in general. So basically, just to get it in as many ears as possible. And if somebody likes it, that's fantastic. If somebody doesn't like it, at least they've heard it. So that would be the mark of success for me, would be to be able to get it out there beyond what we've managed to do previously.
Fair. Fair. Particularly, it's a realistic goal. It's something to aim for. It's a challenge. Lewis, do you have a strategy for how you're gonna do that, though? Like, I mean, a plan, so to speak. And I don't mean like a breakdown of you're gonna do this by the algorithm, you're gonna do this on social media. Just an overall, well, this is how we're going to get this in as many ears as possible.
I think persistence.
Mm.
Persistence is really how we've gotten to where we are and how we aim and plan to grow. To buy like we consistently get even more music out than what we're already releasing, to consistently play shows, to get in front of new people. We feel like that's one of the best ways that we gain new fans, is by playing our music live, because I feel like that's where it's conveyed in the best manner. So probably just persistence in the art that we make and persistence in the graft that we like to do.
Just keep tapping people on the shoulders, right? For want of a better word, whatever the online equivalent of that is, and screaming our faces and listen
We
to
need to
this, and
go.
yeah.
We need to go to every queue at every metal show in the UK and get a pair of Bluetooth headphones on them and do a video for it. What do you think about that
I'm
one?
never doing that ever again. I'm
Oh,
never doing that ever again.
Check out the latest post on our Instagram. We went to the queue with Berry Tomorrow, and we asked everybody. Well, we asked about 6 people what they thought of the new single, and in the edit it looks perfectly fine, but the actual doing it is somewhat awkward.
oh
Matt's
yeah.
overplaying that like crazy. Matt got to stand there with a phone while I had to walk up and down and go, put these on, listen to this song. And every single person was just like, what's that ginger kid doing? He looks like a total idiot. And it was the most socially awkward experience of my entire life.
But the
So
Bluetooth headphone tour is coming up.
it's
Watch this space.
Oh, I
Patreon for
can,
our train tickets.
I
That's the
can,
only
I can.
BT tour we're getting on.
I can picture him, but man, oh man, I love the idea. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, it's just you just got to go over that hump. And initially, we just like looking, because most people you're in a queue, right? Why not listen to a song or two, particularly
Yeah,
if the
man.
band's actually there? I think it's a great idea. Yeah, keep doing that. Just keep pushing that. Become the band that does that.
Well, I mean, we may as well.
What?
There's a few more Newcastle
Bluetooth
shows
core.
coming up that we're gonna try it on, and we'll see how much Lewis can
Well, no, this time I'm gonna film D doing it, and it's gonna be sensational.
That can't happen.
Hell yeah. Let's get it done. I'll have 6 cans beforehand. Let's go.
Um, Ewan, what do you hope listeners take away from the EP overall?
Um, I hope, to be honest, I hope they listen to it and like I do when I listen to a band that I love or a new band that I'm finding out, they just listen to it and they make the stank face and they go, "I'm going to follow these and see what they do next." That's all. That's all we need, really. We don't, it doesn't need to be any more than that.
Yeah, well said. Dom, what can you tell me as we look towards 2026? We're talking like not necessarily like hardcore plans, but really what the vibe is. Is it just to be as busy as humanly possible, get out, play live, potentially release some new music, basically be as busy as you've been up to this point?
Yeah, we've got shows which I'm not sure if we can announce yet or not.
Say no more.
So there's that. Just to play more shows and just do more and just keep doing what we love. That's it really. That we're going into recording new music again. So just do that and just keep pushing it. Keep doing more and more and more and more.
Obviously, without saying anything, but would a nice thing be to try and get on some festival bills next year? Of course, it's very possible.
Yeah,
Rituals
totally.
opens Coachella. That's what happened.
It's in the diary.
Right, one more, and it's not really music related because it is Friday the 24th of October, time of recording, which means we're about a week, well, we're a week away from Halloween, spooky season, and maybe it's your jam, maybe it's your not, but it's certainly ours. After all, we are also a horror website. So I want to ask you all individually, we'll start with you, Lewis. Really, what's your perfect Halloween night?
Oh, tacos, loads of beers, and not have to listen to how much D loves Halloween.
Okay, okay. Tacos, loads of beer, and not listening to these love of Halloween. Why is that? Why do you not want to listen to that? Because that sounds like a nice
Because
thing.
Halloween's every day for Matt, so it's not like it's a different day for him. That man wears pumpkin socks to bed, and that man loves horror films more than his drum set. And with that being said, Halloween is a great time for spookiness and a bit of festive Halloween cheer, but it's not as good as Christmas.
Oh God! Oh, big shoof. All right, not as good as Christmas. Okay, I mean that's debatable, but hey, no worries. We'll get to that in a minute. And because of all of that, we'll come to you last, Matt. Then, before you go though, Lois. All right. Well, one film though. What's your Halloween watch though?
For me, Toy Story.
Really?
Yeah,
That is
I mean,
not what I
horror
had
films
expected.
absolutely terrify me. I'm soft as muck. I cannot date them. If it's got ghosts, I don't sleep. So,
Okay.
or the Greasy Strangler. Check it out.
Okay. Toy Story or the Greasy Strangler. That is one hell of a scale.
Yeah, man.
Double bill coming to a cinema near you.
Ewan, perfect Halloween night, please, and a movie that you must watch at Halloween, in your opinion.
Oh, I don't know. Really, I kind of watch Halloween movies the entirety of October, so it's not really like a specific night. But I'd have to say, go to Halloween. I quite enjoyed the first Smile. Thought that was quite good. Saw that in cinema. And my missus was terrified the entire time, even though it was her idea to go and see it. But The Exorcist, the book, read the book, mega, and the film is class as well.
Fair enough. So just sit here, what is it? Stay indoors, watch The Exorcist. That's your perfect night.
12 pints and The Exorcist.
12 pints. You're not going to be seeing anything after 12 bloody pints.
It means you forget the movie by the time it's
done. Dom, to you now, please. Your perfect Halloween night and a film movie you'd like to watch or watch.
Well, I'm not really a Halloween guy, but just get absolutely smashed and see Dee's Halloween costume. That would make me stoked, because it would I'm sure it would make me happy and it would be a spectacle because Dee loves Halloween. Yeah, and the film, I'm not a film guy, so I'm sure Dee has got some absolute classics in his Halloween film collection. So anything that he would recommend, Or just a film I enjoy. I don't know. I'll just watch Nacho Libre and just get absolutely smashed.
That's all right. Nacho Libre, why not? Interesting choices, guys. But the pressure's on that, Matt. I guess everybody is bigged up. You. So what's your ideal Halloween night? And you don't stop at one. If you've got a few, chuck them out, man. What films?
I don't know what these guys are on about. Like, I've never seen a horror movie in my life.
That thing in the
okay, that's
background is
disappointing.
full of horror films. 100%.
All Blu-rays of horror, mate.
My favorite time of
There's
year,
literally a
springtime,
mask
you know, like,
behind you. You know what I mean?
yeah. So in terms of Halloween costumes, like it's always just Michael Myers. It's really basic. I'll just
It's a
stick a
classic.
Michael Myers outfit on and just wander around. But certainly the perfect Halloween night. But normally Halloween's a big time for gigging. So like
It
for the
is.
past sort of 4 years or whatever, we've been playing shows. But if you ever do get an opportunity to stay on Halloween, it would probably be some homemade pumpkin pie. Get the pumpkin spice candles on, and then I really love the vibe of Halloween 3. And it probably sounds like a total edgelord thing to say because it's not very popular with the Michael Myers fan base, but as an individual movie, I love it, and I think it sets the tone of Halloween perfectly. And I just love that film. I pretty much watch that every year. But more recently, the Terrifier movies, like to watch Terrifier 1, 2, and 3, back to back with a bottle of red wine and some pizza would be absolutely perfect.
Oh, there it is. And well, Halloween 3. I second that. Who doesn't love a bit of Tom Atkins? Great film. Yeah, we could be. I think we could probably talk. You and I could probably talk horror all night long, but we can't do that. We're already at 45 minutes.
That's a separate podcast.
We literally is. We do a separate one, so we shall. We shall try and see if we can arrange a separate. We do a separate horror specific thing. So we kind of call to do that in the future. Yeah. But for now, I mean, going back to Rituals, of course, EP November 7th. We don't want to make sure everybody checks that out. Hope and Hatred, of course, songs about now. You're going to be working on promoting the new video as well. I cannot wait to see the response to it. I can't wait to see what happens over the next year as well. Hopefully, I get to chat to you all sooner rather than being another 2 or 3 years. But if that's the case, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Cheers,
Thanks for
cheers,
having us,
brother.
mate. Yeah.
Thank you very much, man.
Cheers.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.